I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new place. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Hi, but guys. Guys, we need to stop. It's enough, okay?
You a vlogger, facing over. You a queen, wanna less than I'm a gozy. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Hey, hey, hey. Girl, you're such a powerful woman.
Hi ninjas, how are you doing? It's a girl, Owamie, aka Miss Fearful, coloring back for our entertainment. If it's your first time joining me, you're most definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell because I absolutely love you. Now, my ninjas, today I'm actually coming to you guys as an African, okay? I'm not just coming as a South African, I'm coming as an African. And I'm saying that, guys, I have been seeing what has been going on the internet. And I think it's time we stop now. Like, I think, dear South Africans, dear Nigerians, it's enough, it's enough. Let's stop. Let's have a come back to Jesus moment, because wow. In this past week, I have never seen such xenophobic comments from both South Africans and Nigerians towards each other. Oh my goodness, like it's not a funny issue. I'm just thinking of all the stuff that I have consumed against my will. Some, I did go searching, but what I've actually realized is that both South Africans and Nigerians have no respect for each other. That's one thing that I have seen, and there is no better between the two in terms of we go hard at them, they go hard at us, and I just feel like there's honestly no reason, So this whole thing that happened with Chidimma, I think has just brought up a lot, it has definitely brought up a lot of I don't know if some people just wanted to have their feelings heard, or some people are just putting out their frustrations since when I really did not think that it would blow up to the level that it has, to a point where when Nigeria got disqualified at the Olympics and South Africa got qualified, there were South Africans that were literally celebrating. And when I tell you guys that I was there by Chris Excel's Twitter account, his tweets, the replies from both South Africans and Nigerians, jokes, honey. Okay, like it has been crazy. The fact that there was a Nigerian that did not have a bicycle over there, it was like a laughing stock for South Africans. The fact that the woman that ended up winning Miss South Africa is not black, oh my goodness, they cannot stop telling us that we praise white people, we are this, we are that. And I think both countries are putting out their own points, I should say. But I just feel like it's enough now, it's enough now. I think it's time that perhaps maybe we should address exactly what the problem is. For me, I personally feel like with South Africans, there's a lot of anger with some people, and that anger comes because our law officials fail us on a daily basis. The law in South Africa is very weak, in my personal opinion, I think that they are trying to do their best right now to do better, but we still have a very long way to go. And so when the community cannot now rely to the law to do its job, that's when, the anger comes. That's when the resentment comes. That's when a lot of stuff basically comes. I would like to say that as a South African, I know a lot of people that do not have any problem with foreigners in South Africa. Actually, I do not know anyone around me in my circle that actually like is xenophobic, that just hates foreigners for the sake of their foreigners. However, I think that for us, most of the times the concern is the illegal foreigners, people that are not documented. And on top of that, they are committing crimes, one crime or another, identity theft, cable theft, there's a lot that basically is going on in this country, and you find that a lot of these people, these illegal foreigners, they get away with the stuff that they do because they bribe the cops, you understand? And again, it also goes back to our justice system. Our law officials have been failing us for years. People that work there by the Home Affairs, they've been failing us for years. I should just go ahead and generalize to say government workers, a lot of them that actually are in these positions that have got boundaries to also protect the country when it comes to illegal immigrants, have been failing us. With all that being said, I also do know and understand that some foreigners are not documented still because of the crooks there by Home Affairs, because even if your papers are in order, guys, from what I've heard, it's very difficult for you to get your permits and stuff like that, because they still want judge on top of that. Like, even though all your stuff are proper, I think the best way to can explain this for us South Africans, how many people do you know have gotten their licenses even though they could drive without having to bribe? Juicy. I might be the only one in the country, because but that's basically like the stuff that are actually happening. So with that, it has honestly created a lot of animosity, because the community relies on the cops. The cops are failing us. The community relies on the home officials, home affairs officials. They are failing us. And now we have situations like this where it does seem like two illegal immigrants or two people that had a child that was not supposed to have an ID ended up having an ID. And do I think that Chichi's parents, when she was growing up, they actually sat her down and said, hey, baby, you are using fraudulent documents, or there was some identity theft for you? I don't think so, because if she knew, I do not believe that, honestly, she could have even put herself in this position. Now, the sad part about it is that it means she has to go the rest of her life even to limit herself. Or kids out there that are just in her position, because I know there are many of them that are out there that are in that position, means they have to go through their lives limiting themselves, because if they fly too high and they are making it, if they get investigated, then family secrets and family affairs are actually coming out. So I think this whole situation can really honestly be resolved by just simply having, if you're a foreigner, please come to South Africa and do an honest job. Be someone that actually does an honest living. I don't think that it's fair that you would be a foreigner, go to someone's country and be there committing crime, and then expect the people of the land to embrace you as one of their own. I don't think so, because at the end of the day in South Africa, guys, we do not want criminals, even though they're South Africans. Like, I've never seen someone that is like, yo, I got robbed, I'm so happy I got robbed by a South African. No, stuff like that are the ones that I just personally feel like foreigners in general, like if you're going to any country, like it can be South Africa, it can be wherever, go there with good intentions. Make sure that at least you are not there committing crime. And then again, the people of that land, it's also their responsibility to welcome you in, to make your process easier, so that you are documented, so that you can be able to get a job, so that you can be able to, positively contribute towards the community that is there. But it is just unfortunate because in South Africa, it's like we are a lawless country, we're a borderless country, we are a country that has no security. And I think that's the biggest part that is super sad, because it does leave the people that are South Africans at a position where they now start fighting, I saw someone saying that no, we understand that there was fraud done and whatever, but the way that Chichi was treated, that was wrong, that was bullying. I do agree with it. I do feel like she was bullied, quote unquote. However, as South Africans, trust and believe, had it been that this thing was not trending, or this thing had just trended for a day and everybody let it go, they would have not gone to do those investigations. They would not have, So when you're at a place where whenever you speak softly, you're not heard, nothing is done, you then result to constantly having to be loud, because you're like, that's the only way that they will hear me. Is it right? 1,000% not. I feel like as a country, there's a lot in South Africa that need to change, especially when it comes to our law officials and how everything is actually handled. So I honestly just hope that this whole thing can stop. Foreigners can respect themselves in a country that is not theirs, and the home, the owners of the country, I should say, then should also have the same respect, and also just make sure that everything is handled in a lawful way, in terms of like making it easier for foreigners to also get their permits and all that, and contribute into the country's economy. I do think that we can all agree that we do have people that are xenophobic. The same way that we've got people that are racist all over the world. You understand what I'm saying? And that does not define a whole country because of what a few people actually are. It does not mean that it is everybody in the country. And I think that's one thing that I think people should also understand and also get. So basically that's what I just wanted to address and actually say, because I have people that watch me from Nigeria, and I have a lot of people that watch me from South Africa. I've got a lot of people that watch me from all over the country, the continent. And I think if you guys know me personally, not even personally, even if you know me like through YouTube, you will know that I'm so pro-Africa, right? However, we do also have boundaries. The same way that I even saw Nigerians querying that how is it that a girl that is Yoruba or a girl that is Igbo is gonna come and compete with the Yorubas, stuff, something like that. It's the same way that we can't also have a Miss South Africa that is Nigerian. Like literally, it's the same way, I think that at this point, it's not even about like skin color. It's mostly about culture. Does she represent South Africa? Does she represent us? Do you understand? And for me, I don't understand people that are saying that, oh, this is xenophobic, this is this and that. But again, we can never see things the same way. Do I think that this situation could have been handled better? I think it could have been. But again, if only we were in a different country, in a country where when people speak and the law is at work, like they are working, they are heard. But unfortunately, with South Africans, trust and believe, they need to scream, we need to shout for us to be taken seriously. And that is actually really sad, The other thing, again, that I'll also say is that for your children's sake, if you know that you are going to a country, you're having a child, and the mother is also not a South African, or from there, you are also not from there, just follow proper procedure, follow proper protocols, and not try to get the short way in by using illegal ways, because it might backfire, like how this situation has actually backfired now. I think that that's all I just wanted to say. But yeah, this needs to stop, guys. This whole fight between South Africans and Nigerians, I think it's time that we actually we stop. Okay, like I feel like it's getting out of hand. And yeah, but anyway, that's just my opinion. We do have a new Miss SA. She did win. She's not a black woman, but she's a South African. And so, we love her. And I did also say congratulations because she does deserve it. She is, from the deaf community, which then also brings in representation when it comes to that, but yeah, that's all that I just wanted to say. Not everyone in South Africa is xenophobic or Afrophobic, something like that I've seen a lot of people throw that out there. In South Africa, we've got a problem of lawlessness, and illegal immigrants, they take advantage of that. So that is why a lot of South Africans, a lot of people are very angered by the stuff that they actually see happening in our country. And before you actually say a lot, you should also remember that everyone that is a foreigner in this country has a home to go back to. But South Africans do not have a home to go to because this is South Africa. So if South Africans don't fight for South Africa, nobody's going to fight for South Africa. And it's unfortunate that we have nowhere to go except for South Africa. Anywhere we're going to go, we are going to be foreigners. So for us, our home is South Africa. And so, I think that maybe everyone is just looking at it from their own perspective and from their own side. But I do hope that this is not something that is going to go out of the internet, because I even saw, a picture, and it seemed like it was in Nigeria. They had a banner saying that South Africans should go back, this and that and that. And I'm like, we have got a lot of our sisters, especially a lot of South Africans that are also in Nigeria. Wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, from all this, the same way that we wouldn't want any Nigerian to get hurt in South Africa. And so I think some people actually do not understand that the internet and real life is two completely different places. And so I do hope that no one is gonna wanna, try, and there's gonna be riots and this and that. So basically that is that. I do think that the situation could have been handled differently had it been that we've got a different country. I'm telling you. It is so unfortunate that Chichi is the one that actually had to deal with all this. Poor child, I think she will definitely need to go for therapy, after all this. I also just cannot imagine what she's going through, because in all honesty, she is innocent. Her parents are the ones that are to blame for all this. Because wow, it really honestly is very sad, and I do feel for her, But anyway, from Owamie, I love you guys, and I do hope that, this all is going to stop. Because wow, as I'm saying, the xenophobic of phobia that I've seen between both South Africans and Nigerians towards each other. When I tell you that they were baking South Africa and South Africa was baking Nigeria, and I just found myself to be laughing at some of the stuff, because I'm just like, you guys cannot be honest about this, But I do hope that all this is, I wouldn't even say in good spirits, but I do hope that it's not as deep as some people might take it. And yeah, let's just strive for peace. Can we just be peaceful as South Africans and Nigerians? Okay, please. Please. I beg you. Anyway, I love you, and just stay blessed, and I will see you guys by next episode. Bye, Dangers.